You know, as Jesus said in Revelations, I stand at the door and knock. If any will open unto me, I will come in and sup with him. You know, the thing is there's a lot of people opening up to an imposter. You know, and this is what Paul is talking about in 2 Corinthians 11 when he's talking about these Jews that are trying to bring believers back underneath the weak and beggarly elements of the world by bringing them back underneath the bondage of the law, trying to get them circumcised and to observe the outward forms of the law and to be justified by the works of the law. He says these, calling them super apostles, these deceitful workers, transforming themselves into ministers of righteousness, which he says is no great thing if Satan's ministers be transformed into ministers of righteousness, because Satan himself is capable of being transformed into an angel of light. You know, look at when the children of Israel were coming out of the wilderness after being delivered from the bondage of Egypt. When they sent spies out into the land, and only Jacob and Caleb came back with a good report, the rest came back with an evil report, saying, we're not able. We're like grasshoppers in their sight. There was giants in the land that were 15 and 20 feet tall. They were like, we're not able. They didn't believe God. They viewed themselves instead of trusting in God, who said, I've given this to you. But they said, we're not able. But see, now afterward, they repented. But God had already sworn his wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. And they gathered themselves together to go out into war. And God spoke to Moses. He said, tell them not to go out because I am not with you. Well, I am not with them. And Moses warned them, do not go out, for the Lord your God is not with you. And they went out and many were slaughtered. You know, it's the same today. Today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. You can choose to believe the truth or believe the lie that people are pushing.